on the promoting of peace and social cohesion and addressing the security concerns over here. The Honorable Minister made mention of the fact that the immigration issues concerning people who want to be nationalized in this nation must be addressed, and that's one area I think we want him to look at it so that he to generate more income for the nation. In the question of addressing social cohesion, a lot has been said over here, but I want to bring one important notice over here. Every year, the traditional, the Ghana Traditional Council hold their sacred no noise period. But we had a meeting with the interior ministers before that a lot of action was drawn that we should limit the noise within our churches, but they take it upon themselves to enter into churches to cause confusion and mayhem, and that doesn't bring the peace that we want this nation to enjoy. And I'm speaking on behalf of the Council of Foreign Bishops and then the prophetic and National Prophetic Association. That it will be very imperative that this year, in May, the ban on noise-making will be enforced. And we want that the peace that we are all assuming and ensuring to have will be well addressed, so that they will not take things into their own hands to see what had already happened. That is where I want the Honorable Minister to use his August office to address this issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your question. Please, I'm making a statement, please, before we take the remaining questions. Please, when you take the mic, kindly introduce yourself so we know where you are coming from. Also, we have liberty to speak Twi or English. It's not specific to speak English. Also, one question per person. Thank you very much.
I would love to speak, please. Give me, okay, I'll have about 3 questions, but I'll ask only 2. Now, my first question, or my first concern has to do with custodial sentences. A lot of people have advocated that people who do minor crimes like stealing fowl, gold, cassava, and those things, but giving some what to do other than being put to prisons. I don't know whether the minister is going to address his mind to some of these things. Sorry. So I'm saying that people who do some minor sins or maybe crimes can be given maybe some community service or duty to perform. Instead of putting them to prison for say 18 months, 36 months, and that kind of thing, so that we can decongest our prisons. And Honorable Minister, I have an information for you. About a week ago, I went to Niboy Town, a place called Sunnyside International School. The place has been given out to a Chinese who operates that place for money laundering. Now, I was sent there as a reporter to go and do the story. I did the story. I followed up, and the man told me that the man has been sent to Central Police Station, Accra here. When I asked, they say he has been sent to BNI cells for further interrogation. So far, I don't know what has happened. In fact, the police took away several thousands of dollars and Ghana cedis. And, you know, I'm afraid to go further and find out because I can't go to BNI. So you can do a follow-up from Central Police Station and the BNI and find out what has happened to the man. I have his pictures because I didn't know I was coming here. I would have shown it to you. And the case is still pending. I don't know what is happening. And my last one, Whistleblowers Act. You know, it protects people who give information to various agencies and ministries. Now, my case, for instance, I'm a journalist. I must protect myself. There's information that I cannot give out because they will pursue you. For instance, this Chinese case, for instance, they got to know that I've been information. I don't know where I'm going to sleep tonight, but it's a very drastic situation. So protect the whistleblowers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Reverend Amozu from the Christian Council of Ghana. I just have 4 quick issues. One, our streets are very dirty, Honourable Minister. Very dirty. We generate filth and live in filth. To what extent can our colleagues in prison be involved in helping clean up the mess on our streets? Number 2, previously in the past government, you meet somebody holding gun with face mask, he says I'm national security. We want to see how the ideas you have to reset the national security to make it intelligence gathering unit instead of a weaponized unit, people going say I'm national security and causing mayhem all over the place. Number 3, when we commit traffic offenses on the road, sometimes our police officers become judges and everything on the street, exact penalties, pocket the money, and rid themselves at the expense of the state. Do you have any ideas to help sanitize our roads? Offenders should be punished, as we are saying, but police people who take money, use the money at the expense of the state. How do we bring that under check? And then the last one, when our churches import vehicles and other essential supplies, medical supplies and the rest, in the past we used to have waivers in the duty. We want you to do some advocacy for us so that this will become more, how do you call it, consolidated. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much for the questions. The Honourable Minister will address these concerns and we'll take the next batch of questions. But please let me reiterate that as much as we can, 1 question per person, so at least everybody can have the chance. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And all of you have been able to comment and ask questions. I mean, with regards to Chad, I mean, I shouldn't say anything about the comments about my support for Chad. I've chaired the health committee in Parliament before, and with all the NHS, I've been a parliamentarian for 2 decades. My work shows that for every CD that we give Chad, the dividend is more than double the money we give to the government hospital. So, and I'm saying this over the period that I've been a member of Parliament. I've been a member of the health committee all my life in Parliament. I've been a member of the health committee. And I realized that we spend huge sums of money, for example, to buy MRI machine for our next permanent hospital. But all manner of educated gadgets. I'm sorry to say this, but that's the frank truth. Within Jack is poor. And I have come to a firm conclusion that people within the same hospital who have businesses around the hospital deliberately create fault within it, and then so that they can bypass the business to their private business. So I'll give you 1 example. Panama's government fully funded hospital. We pay from cleaners to everybody. We buy every gadget. Then go for dialysis. Then even the fees and charges then and giving them, they can charge I think about 570. Then they come lobby parliamentarians that we should allow them to charge about 1,000 something. And I resisted because we have Catholic hospital in Beku. Even when we gave them fees and charges, they charged 570. They were charging 450. And they were able to run and able to maintain the place. You, the government, was to charge 570. You cannot. You want to charge 1,000. And my fear is that if we allow you to charge them, what will the Catholic hospital in Prekumcha. Then they will see themselves being shortchanged. That when they manage the resources judiciously, you are wasting it, and now we are supported to waste it. So that's the reason why each time is budget time. I rather prefer that. I said that look, if we give it to the Christian Health Association, we'll get more dividend than giving it to our own because they waste it. And that advocacy, I don't think I will ever stop because I see more dividend in giving it to the church institutions. And I don't know whether Dr. Eboa is still there. He's still there. He will tell you, anytime there are issues and I call, for example, a hospital and to do surgery for somebody which is big, they are quick to respond. And they say, oh, if the MP says you pay, we'll do it, and then later you call Kofanochi to do it, and they'll be dragging their feet. So when it comes to resource allocation, I would rather advocate for the one that is quick to respond than the one that delays in response. So it is not because maybe I love child, but because I believe that they serve our country better. And that's why I take supporting and I will continue to do that. We should use existing structures. You are right. I mean, when I came as minister, I realized that Peace Council, with all the talk that we talk about the peace, if you see the budget allocation, it's like we are playing lip service. So he will attest the fact the last time we were at the finance, I'm looking at an innovative way, thinking outside the box to solve problems. Instead of doing it the way that has been done and it's not giving results. It's clear if you continue to rely on government funding, you may have huge challenges because obviously if the Peace Council is calling for resources and the police come and say they want resources, even me, the tendency will be that the police must have. As the police keep getting, Peace Council will continue to be denied. Even office, they don't have to get a set of it. So I told the finance minister, look, I'm not coming to you to correct money. Gaming Commission is doing so well. It's also under me. The IGF, can you give us the IGF? Let us generate money. Not coming to you to collect money. Let the Gaming Commission generate money. But leave the IGF for me for 2-3 years. And then I'll use that money to get Peace Council, Refugee Board, Small Arms Commission, and the Gaming Commission is an office. And the finance minister agreed. Because I'm not coming to collect money. I'm always saying that the IGF that they will generate, let us keep it and we'll use it to do. So we are trying to find an ingenious, a very innovative way to support and build a Peace Council so that we're able to stand firm to assist us in coordinating most of these activities. Because most of these activities that we are talking about, the annual dialogue and all that, if Peace Council is resourced, that is fully their ambit. They will organize it with style and with ease. So we'll continue to see what we can do to assist Peace Council in that. The interfaith relationship. This is so important that I would say is an understatement. Because you see, we all have a tendency to believe that if I'm fine, it doesn't matter how you feel. And so that when I say this from a lot of emotions and pain. When I first became a member of Parliament in around 2015 and 2005, there were this constant phone snatching around municipality. Now, once the university. And that time, Kufuwaji was in charge of immigration. So they did a lot of background checks and they came to me as obviously the only MP in the Kumasi. And look, we've realized that it is these particular boys around this place that are doing that. But the guys are so smart. By the time you say that, they are off the place. So, but we don't want those who go like, once they are home, they are going to them. Evidence becomes difficult. But we suspend the group. So I said, okay, I will come on a visit. So at the visit center, I'm visiting base, knowing that they are my target. So I went around them 2-3 days, then I got to their place. Then I came and spoke. And they got the sense of what I was saying for the other places. And there was this young man. He made me to start giving scholarship to our countries. When I got there, after I spoke for almost an hour, the guy pulled his GSS students and looked at me. He called called one in every state. And yet the family, nobody could support him to go to school. Nobody could support him to go to school. He's also smallest in size. So he said, look, I want to get it to go and do kayaking. That time, kayaking was not as prominent as today. There was this track process. And they sacked him, saying that he's too talented to do it. He went to the airport and about. For those of you who know Kumasi very well, there's this washing bay. That he wants to come and learn how to wash. He sacked me and said, wait, this is your start. So he asked me, so MP, if the morning comes, I don't have anybody in the house to give me food. I don't have anybody to support me to go back to school. This is my stomach. Does it care whether there's somebody to take care of me or nobody cares about me? I must put something in. And for me, the one that is easier for me is that I know that in the evening when people are coming from the market, and I go and lay ambush around the darkness of the Cape Verde area, and I snap one or two phones and I go inside. So tell me, am I at fault or society is at fault? I didn't have an answer for him. Then I realized that so if you spend all your time saying that because you are the Catholic, you make sure that every Catholic child goes to school, gets food to eat, sleeps well, and does everything, then the next person who is a Pentecostal is starving. He doesn't have shelter. He could not go to school. You are only endangering the Catholic child. You are only endangering the Catholic child. In fact, the same way, take it, the Muslim community. I was born and bred in Ababu. For those who know where I was born, a typical slum. And unfortunately, you know, the nature of our communities and our culture, I mean, so many wives, so many children, they only count the number of children as a pride, not the quality of the children. And on the number 14, like the first to go to school. The first to go to school, even almost missing. Why? When I was coming out, my father was old, but I asked him, why is it that these beautiful sisters that I have, because I was the third boy, they have many girls before me. All these beautiful sisters, you never sent them to school. Listen to what my father said. I was afraid that if I sent them to school, they'd be Christianized. So sometimes when you see me talking about, don't force our children into church when they come to school. It is not because I'm saying that test service is bad. When you do that, you allow parents to take advantage of that and control their children. And those children become a burden on all of us. But I believe the love you can show them by allowing them, and I've seen that in many schools. I've seen a Catholic bishop, father, who provide the Muslims on his school a place to worship. He encouraged them during month of fasting. He provides even food for them. When you show them this love, when they leave, can you imagine that love that is shown this group? As against the one that said, I won't let you fast in the month of Ramadan. You must go into church service, whether you like it or not, because it's my school. The two, who do you think will see you with more humanity and respect? Which of them? The one that you show love and show that he matters. His belief, even though it differs from yours, you respect it. You support that person to be able to. And I've said it. My second born, who is an American doctor, attended prison. And they do this beautiful thing. Won't say go to the church, but at the time of the church service, you must also gather, and we'll get somebody to talk to you. And I've seen that in so many other schools. We can do it. When you do that, that's where you talk about passion for people that we don't even believe in your faith. But unfortunately, some of us, all of us, and not only the Christians, even the Muslims. I've gone to a school where I said, but this is a government assisted school. Why is all the girls in hijab? Any of you who is a Christian, can you raise your hand? And they raise their hand. And I look at the boy and say, why are you doing this? Why are you forcing her to wear the hijab when she's not a Muslim? And I've got calls to go to Islamic University as MP. To go there, no, you are Iranians. You can't come to our country and impose your belief on our people. To say that every student who comes there a girl must wear hijab because they are not Muslims. It is not only Christians who are doing it. It's that all of us are thinking, oh, this is my corner. Since this is my place, you do it. When you go to Rome, do what you want. But here, the Rome is Ghana. The Rome here is Ghana. And Ghana, we have agreed that we are people with faith and we respect each other's faith and live in harmony. That is the Rome that we have decided to build in Ghana. And I want to encourage all of you as to just do it. I know sometimes when a church is building a school, the amount of money, the amount of crusade, the amount of how do you call it, fundraising, the pain you go through in building it. But look, the danger we don't know. And sometimes with the greatest respect with all humility, a lot of us don't read. Because we don't read, we take it for granted. Believe me, what we are building with that space, if you don't have harmonious environment, one day, so whose girls will just come and beg everything. When I first became a member of parliament in Swansea, and those of you who have churches in Swansea will recall it, before I became a member of parliament, there used to be a lot of conflict between the Muslim and the Christian. There have been instances where they vandalized church, but church, since I became a member of parliament, all this is not. Why? I'm a Muslim, but they see me every Christmas going to church. Easter, I go church to church. And when I go there, I try to talk things that will put us together. And we'll have time that we'll meet the pastors, we'll have imams. Then I realize that, what binds us far outweighs the things that divide us. So those conflicts are no longer, because they have a way of communicating with each other. Oh, this girl, Azan was really very disturbing. Can you look at the level? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, we do that. Oh, for this Sunday, the church, the drumming was too much. They are not able to talk among them. But before, there was no any platform for them to talk among them. So the moment one group feels that the other is this, they just mobilize and go and attack. So I beg you, men of faith, let us see that we are in a country that everyone matters. No matter what we do, we cannot, you cannot wish some people away. I can't get up and say that I really wish this country, everybody is a Muslim. I'm crazy. But you can't wish that everybody is a Christian. Because even the Christian, there's Pentecost, there's Catholic, there's this, there's that. You can't wish that everybody is like you. But how can we live in harmony so that whatever you believe, you can profess it, practice it without interference from the others? I think that peace council thing is something that we need to strengthen and encourage this interfaith relationship, because believe me, it's so helpful in many instances. Nigeria tried this, do yours and I do mine. Today is giving birth to the Boko Haram and what have you. Because you see what they've done, succeeded in doing Nigeria is that the Muslim will go to the Muslim schools, the Christians will go to their Christian schools. They don't do the kind of mix that we do. So at the end of the day, it becomes centers of indoctrination. So you go to only the Christian school where you are indoctrinated about Christianity and use Christianity for you to hate the others. Then this one goes to Muslim schools where they are indoctrinated and taught, and they are taught how to hate the others. So when you go out, you are living in the same community. Now they want to have different markets. They want to have different hospitals. They want to have almost everything. How can you do that? If you are not careful, you won't want to have different roads. That after this road, only Muslims will apply, and then this road, only Christians will apply. Can you around the country like that? So the beauty that we have as Ghana is something that we have to cherish. And I must commend many of you, because there are things I saw a church in Washington. I then said, Presby or is it Presby or Catholic? On Friday, they allowed the Muslims around to come and use their Friday prayers. Then a friend came and said, no, I can't believe in this one. So that Friday, I deliberately waited in Washington so that I can attend. I know what that father does. He gets pizza. After the church, he stands at the gate and he shared it. And I looked at them and I said, you see, let's be frank. Can we have a mosque that will agree to give it to a Christian to come and worship? Can we really, let's be frank, he said, this is the extent to which, is it either a Catholic or Presbyterian? People will go just to get among that they open the church for not another Christian group, a faith that with the details that they don't, apart from being, all of them being Abrahamic faith, nothing binds them. Yet they are alive and they share even food after that. What can be more meaningful than the story? I'm interested and I'm very grateful if you give me some more detail because I think we can target it. I can get the cheapnesses. You know, during their legal break, that's when they only forgiving guys. So it will be simply maybe adding some few more forgiving guys who will go to the prison. So we know that every year during this period, this additional judges will go to the prison to dispense justice. I think it will be a very innovative way of trying to get it so that we don't have it as a haphazard timetable. We all know that between August and October, they will be in the prisons to dispense justice. I think we can do that. So kindly let me get some more information on that. For the Muslims, for the past 3 years, we managed to do something for the National Muslim Conference. That is led by the National Muslim. You know, also have the sects, the Sunnah and all that. So it was also a problem. If you want to do anything, then you have to go one after the other. This one don't recognize that, don't want that, don't recognize all that. But despite all those differences, we managed to bring them together, and they didn't register them. So, for example, this meeting, whereas we have to write individual to the Muslim, we wrote only one letter. We wrote to the National Muslim Conference, and they will get all of them around. So it helps in dealing with you, and it helps your position to be stronger. Despite your differences, you are speaking, all of you agree that this is how we want to relate to God. Government, all of us in government, respect people that are together. Because, your numbers can make and omit. I know it's not every pastor who can tell his church members that go left and they'll go left, go right and go right. But believe me, coming together makes you so strong that your voice will be a voice that we don't disregard. So I think that's a very useful thing if you're able to do to help. Ban of the noise speaking. In fact, when I came, you remember that came from there? I was there and I saw that traditional everyone had placed a curfew in one community that they are going to do something. So I quickly called and I said, hey, it's only the interior minister that can close curfew. So how do you go and close curfew? And they are going to say, I said, oh no, let me tell you something. After celebrating whatever you want to celebrate, you can celebrate forever. But your celebration should not prevent others from doing it. And I can show you, not standing here. Banning of next week, you can ban it in your home, but you cannot prevent the church from preaching. So what we do that, what we are simply doing is that we are saying one group in their practice can prevent others from practicing. It's wrong. And as your Nigerian minister, you can be rest assured, I will get them to understand that no, you can have a ban on noise making, but it doesn't prevent the church from having its church service. And part of the church service is the worship, the singing, the praises, and that one, just as you cannot prevent the Muslim from calling the azan, the only thing is that we won't go on the streets or outside the church doing noise and doing the Lord that prayer. I can respect and difference to what you are doing, but it should not be that we cannot have our service. No, I will try and make it. Just as I'm doing this, I'm trying to make all of us, including the traditional leaders, know that no, that is not people know that you are there. That is imposing your faith on others. You can have yours, nobody is preventing from having yours, but you should not prevent others from having yours. So that is something that I assure you that I will engage in. Custodial sentence, fortunately we have a bill. There's a bill. I came to meet a bill, the previous administration was trying to, and I promised my chief director we were going to work very fast on it because you are right. sometimes if you hear the sentences that people get, it's very pathetic. Someone will steal banana or plantain, and then you hear the sentence that is given to him or her. And then with the greater respect, the big thieves who are stealing offices are stealing those millions. Someone said they have money to hire good lawyers, so they escape. So I think that it's only fair in protecting our country. We should be able to get the students and work seriously at it. This fraud thing that you talk about, I'm very grateful I get some more information. Where you said some Chinese and the matter is at the central police. Please, I beg you, when we are done, my PA is there. Let's get some more detail and I can show you. I'll act very soon. Because some of the things that I've realized that since the deportation of the Chinese, now it's like, you are supposed to get briefing on almost every major thing. So it looks like people are already finding a nice way of, in the brief, they try to leave some information that has to do with Chinese and others, because they know that even the caveat that every Chinese who is involved with anything, or Indian or foreigner, your first option is to repatriate. So to avoid that, you don't get to know all the information. So that's where all of us will be useful. I want something like that happen. Then you are asking, what about this thing that I heard there was this thing there? Then obviously they will have to report and then you'll be able to act. Yeah, how can the prisoners clean the streets? I mean, this is part of the conspiracy. But if you have conspiracy sentence, why is it clean it? I say, oh, in lieu of going to prison, you'll be cleaning the street of this particular community for 1 month or 2 months. And that will help in the national security. In fact, it's something that we've been battling on. And since we came, people want to do the business as usual. And we are pushing very, very, very hard. I mean, without giving so much details, some guys went to Asaniba and did that. I insisted that I got them arrested and I got them locked up to the 48 hours before they brought them to Accra. Obviously, you know the pressure then comes. I'm insisting that all of them, because many of them that you see, national security, some of them are police officers that are second level, some are military guys who are second level. I'm insisting that they should be taken through their own what they call it, disciplinary measures in their units. And I've been following. Even yesterday, I saw by Dr. Mane, the defense minister, and we're reiterating that no, we treat crime as crime, no matter who is involved. But what you go and do with those things is armed robbery. The only thing that is that you are in uniform and you are using our own gun to rob us, but it's armed robbery. So we are treating crime as crime, and we ensure that that happens. So you can rest assured, and that's why I'm saying that the number that I give, when you see any of these messages, draw attention. We are not angels, and we are not promising you that we are going to create a perfect situation tomorrow. But together with you, we will work tirelessly. Sometimes it will be difficult, sometimes it will elude us, sometimes they will run away, but we will constantly keep our hands on the button to ensure that gradually people will get to know. Prison, because you are a police officer or you are a military guy, you cannot just go and do all this crime and get away with it. And that's why I'm advocating for the body camera. Because the body camera, what it does is that it takes ambiguity. Because once you have the body cam on, and the body cam that I'm proposing, we started going through the process to see which ones were. There are some that, if you put it off, we can put it on from the center. So it tells whether you're going to work or not. It also tells what is happening around you. So this collecting bribes and all those things, it will show, and then you will dealt with. But one of the things that we're also trying to do, because since I came out here talking to the IT, that look, our citizens and like any other people, they cannot be minor crimes in any stretch. No. But sometimes you stop somebody for a minor traffic offense. The fine is such that he's willing to pay and move on because he doesn't want what he's going to do to suffer. But now you are making it so difficult. I'm even proposing that look, let's have a system, and people have come to make presentations to me, and I'm looking at those that we can start that it's a PPP. The charge will make it so minimal. So for example, minor offense, let's just say it's going to cost 100 cedis or even 50 cedis. But under that 50 cedis, the police officer who has arrested you maybe you will get 5 cedis. His station will get 5 cedis. His reading will get, so you share it along the line. So the man knows that instead of taking 10 cedis or 20 cedis from you, he's not going to take legitimately 5 cedis. And if he gets 1,000 of that 5 cedis, that's 5,000. So you won't waste your time because it is a gadget that you just pay through Momo. And then you immediately receive his, you go and you get receipt. Then when it becomes like maybe what they call multiple offenders, then when he arrests you and he sees your ID, it shows when he scans it to tell him that, oh, this is your 5th time. And because it's your 5th time, for you, you have to go to court. So something like that. So that we make sure that citizens, because all of us, sometimes you are in a hurry to catch your plane before you realize you cross a line and then they stop you. Meanwhile, you are still in a hurry. So you simply pay the 100 or 200 and move on. But when you get home, you know that you suffered 200 Ghana because of your negligence. And if there's something like that, so that it makes it easy. So we are exploring all that to ensure that we don't waste citizens' time. Waivers are the biggest advocate against waiver in Parliament. Everybody in Parliament. Ever since I've always been because waivers have become an avenue for people to rid our country. People lie about where they give them the waiver and then realize all the equipments are now in the market doing something different. So I've advocated that, look, let it be tax credit. So the church qualifies for tax credit. You are importing this item, pay. But when you are paying your taxes, or if you are going to pay the other things that you have to pay, then it's that thing. Now we know that you are truly using those equipment for the purpose for which you brought them. But what, the waiver that is given at the bottom has become a multi-billion-dollar business for a lot of politicians when they build this country. Everything, oh, we are doing for this, you only give it the waiver, the next moment it's in the market and they are doing. So I'm seriously against waiver and I don't support waiver in any form. My belief is that you pay and then we will rebate you when you are paying your taxes or when you are doing other government services. They will say that, oh, now that we are certain we have used the equipment or the facility for the purpose for which it is brought, we'll rebate you. So that's what I'll say for that. I don't know whether we'll be able to take some more 10 minutes. Yes.
The Honorable Minister said this will be the last engagement, so please limit it to one question. We'll take 3 more, then we close the program.
Hello, okay. My name is Dr. Hila Adawa. I'm from Christian Council. My question comes from your indication of prisons as reform centers. How do we address the impact of the word prison on the lives of those who are incarcerated? Can we consider the word correctional services? Because that was what was used in South Africa as for prisoners. And I think that helped in some way. That's maybe one of the reasons why they want to go back. And you said 60% of them go back. Meanwhile, the research has not been conducted. Can we at Christian Council bring our proposal to conduct that research, please? Thank you very much.
Amen.
Good morning.
Afternoon.
Good morning. Edi Kaino, Yadi Aseda, Bema Trade and Ponyakupo. Media the Reverend Dr. Evangelist Patricia, Mrs. Esiama. Pacho, Edi Kaino, Ayaseda Kese, and I'm a person, Bema Trade and Ponyakupo. The son said, Abraham to Abano, inviting you now. The Peace Council inviting and we have a bonfire for peaceful elections. Na say it me to Abaneji, I'm a Sujiaba, I'm a Nayasamba Bishim peacefully. Now, Yasidaka say, I'm a Chidian Ponyaku. They are too soon, you know. I am at the said, I'm a debato, a year, honorable minister, and say, Master Bibri, say, a year. Abra apan fufuro asesa ama aban foforɔ abayi yɛyɛ adeɛ bi a we invite the pastors and the prophets na ebi mo enye tumi na they use their power to intimidate some of us, not us, some of the sorry money asofo ni bi, and I am the typical example. The mesre say, and now to me no abedi mo nsem no. Ya papa no police for and the national securities no. They should not allow themselves for some of the pastors to use them to intimidate some people's life. Because we are talking about prison. But the and the security personnel sleeping. Emma who quine Emma asofo ni be used to warm Emma womo edi intimidating grofua say abaya bay an sheye na omomo who quine na sadie no ekosu piemu a I think say ebe ya die bia ebe a cam am at this government and I know they will not do that. It's a yamade say de kese pa na de to so mienu so mesa say Mr. Speaker say send ye ma say ya frasofo kumasi ye frasofo enkra ha ya frasofo mesa say me hu say ye be frɛ ye nuanu Muslims nso na wo muso be shia because we are talking of peace. And when we go to the Bible according to Matthew chapter 5 verse 9, or say the blessed are the peacemakers, or say one no ye nyakopon ema. The message say as ye can be about peace, you know. See ye nuanu Muslims, who say ye frɛ asofo ewu kumase ewu crime, but when ye do mun share bia, I think say omu be yaw, and it will not bring peace for the country. Thank you very much.
Can I go on? Yes. Okay. Mr. Minister, you are talking about security in our land. My name is Iman Obedukobi. You are talking about security in our land whilst our whole roads lacks light. No street light. Darkness everywhere. And Mr. Minister is talking about security. I don't know how it will work. 68 years of independence and we are in darkness all over the nation. That's number one. Number two, there's this inflow of these guys from Niger, Mali, those places into this our country. Our borders are porous, and when they come in here too, they're also on the street begging, and they grow at that early stage from begging into senior beggars and armed robbers eventually. What is Mr. Minister saying about this kind of things that are happening? Thank you.
Honorable Minister, thank you so much for this platform. In your speech, you made reference to chieftaincy disputes as a threat to national security and some of the problems that it creates in our communities. And you also said that as clergy, people can have a problem with a police, a member. Then a pastor will call and say, please, can you help this my church member? And then sometimes for respect to the clergy, you probably want to listen, and that also subverts the rule of law. And that brings me here. Some of the chieftaincy disputes, I can stand here and tell you on authority that some of these chieftaincy disputes are sponsored sometimes by political figures and to see political party financiers who sometimes go into to get vast lands, various interests. They have private interests in certain regions, towns, or communities. For security reasons, I don't want to mention names or any example here.
that when we finish a program, we ask behind closed door, I can lay them out to you. And sometimes the commander will tell you, this thing is right, but there is some political, there's some high figure call. And so as long as they foster that contention, because you know probably this person is not supposed to be a chief. He is not. But because they have fraudulently acquired vast land and other things that are of interest, they make sure that there is tension, there is fight, there is dispute. And so I believe that that's one area that the interior minister can also be looking at, because once you can pull off that block, a lot of these tensions and disputes will close, because they foster it and they pull strings, and so sometimes it makes it very difficult. And also, supposing the executive has been charged by the constitution to enforce the law. So even if a judge gives an injunction on a land because of strings and political strings of these powerful men, businessmen, it makes it difficult for even the commanders and the police officers to enforce the injunction from the court, because they will go back doing it like forward. And these things affect our national security and our peace in the community. So I want to ask you, Honorable Minister, in your capacity, I don't know the policy or what you can do, where some of these things can really be addressed, and to make sure, because if there is no justice, there is no peace, and there cannot be justice without fairness. And so if you can create an avenue of fairness where justice could prevail, I bet you, Honorable Minister, will have peace within our communities and some of these things also. Thank you so much.
Honorable Minister, my name is Apostle Abokuru. I'm a lawyer for the GPCC. I want to thank you very much for your brilliant delivery. You spoke as if you've been on this schedule for about 2 or 3 years. It shows that you're thoroughbred in most of these things. But I love the way you ended, when you made an allusion to how a friend spoke to you that now that you are a minister, protect the peace. Also, people speak about the fact that some of our neighboring countries, when they're coming to Ghana, as if they are going abroad. That's what I hear happens there. Somebody, I want to plead with you that if you can raise your act and make sure that at least as people make this a preferred destination, we also raise our act so that we're able to, as it were, know who is entering this country. Because now they enter Ghana and they just get missing. I spent about 1 month with a colleague after European country. And when I left, he called me and said, one security man met him and disappeared. As the people left him, he was very surprised because he didn't know how to go to that someone number one. So now that your friends have advised you to protect the peace, I also want to add my voice to that. Let's protect the peace and make sure that we up our game.
We would have loved to engage you, but my aim is to also actually seek for audience with you so that we can actually learn to understand what we are doing. This is the Sahel Peace Initiative that Father Mike spoke about. We have, about for the past 4 years, undertaken some initiatives that the lessons we have learned shows that to be able to deal with some of these security issues, we need to take youth unemployment seriously, the livelihoods of individuals seriously. And where you were calling for the support of the religious bodies to be able to enforce law and order, my thinking was, from some of the examples you gave, some of us are either deliberately or unconsciously making our living off crime. And so for that matter, if you want to enforce law and order, I think your ministry will have to do a bit of work on awareness creation. Because people may be doing some of these things out of ignorance. Because some of the business people do is Me Too business. Someone did it and succeeded, so I also want to do it. they may not know the legal or the laws that govern those things. So that's one thing I want to urge you. But on the Sahel Peace Initiative, we have successfully done a conflict mapping of northern Ghana. This at the first phase. We want to, in the long run, be able to escalate this throughout the entire country. And we did this because in one conflict that was burning at the time we started the project, that's the Doba Kandiga conflict. We entered the conflict through mediation, and as of now, those two communities are living in peace. They have agreed on a peaceful means of resolving differences they have. And the lessons we have learned from that is what helped us to go forward to do a mapping of the conflicts in Northern Ghana. And I can tell you, like you mentioned, chieftaincy is one of the leading. You have land, and then you have some minor ones like religion and the others. But youth unemployment is also one. So we've also gone ahead to conduct a research on youth unemployment, land-related conflict, and chieftaincy conflict, which in the coming days we want to have a stakeholder engagement on. And we'll be very much pleased if we can have audience with you to discuss some of these things. Thank you.
Honorable Minister will address the questions that have been raised and also give his closing remarks.
Thank you very much. I really wish when you get my community that the first number is the most. I'm not good at picking calls. Because that's why I'm not good at picking calls. I find it very disrespectful that you're having this meeting and every night I'm picking calls. I find it very disrespectful. So all the calls we can, I see that I'm not able to do it. But when you send me WhatsApp message, I always try to respond to them. So yes, with the correctional service. In fact, you're right. You notice that one of the research that has made it very difficult over the years to do that, to change the name. Because in the case of the prison, it's mentioned in our constitution. Unfortunately, now with the kind of majority that we have in Parliament, I think it gives us the good opportunity to be able to do that, but we can easily amend the constitution. So it's something that we try to make effort to see whether we can take the opportunity to do those things. Because the name matter. I mean, you can't say it doesn't matter because nobody wants to name his child arm robber. Not because the person is an arm robber, but name matter. So I agree with you. We will look at how to. The research. Remember, I didn't say 60% of prisoners, I said the youth. Because if the media goes out to say that would be gross discrimination. Those who leave the prison, the youth, can't leave the prison. Almost 6 out of 10 find themselves back. Not the generality of the prisoners. But it will be very useful if you are able to conduct that research. I will be very happy to support such work so that we'll have the actual but you know that such research spans sometimes over 10 years. You have to do it consistently and follow it a very long period. You need to have accurate data and information. Using the power to intimidate. Many of us, they all kind of the prayer. The mental, it's essential to the one year. So, while we are the minister, we didn't say, who are hand now, we didn't say 2 million there, who the best share, Ghana also, and the or can't bear several times at all. So, what they say about the sum they are, and they're very fine. But so, what they 2 million. I be ground Ghana for now. What you say they also what pass there, and they only need to be able. And you know, we just say, oh yeah, it's necessary to the man or not. The student here, so it's so we do one and ask, I want to say, a bad man say, oh, go and but when you say we are, we don't know to be able to go back. And you know, because the show was said, you can be rest assured. They say, if you be a man, so we'll go. But so be unity, you know, the whole family one and child. Over 2 million for Zana, if you walk a 10 for you, one time. Now, I rest assured. You know, what come here. Now, the Mr. and say, yes, you now, give me one. Because sometimes the air, I say, Uber will be a good body. You have a china, another police friend. The only many pastors say, and I mean, a mere imam say, anything. So, make us a year for matter because the giant say, oh, with the way imam would say, with the way to be Umrah, my dear. A china, say, you, we are only imam, or person was your imam, now a person will find movie, a person, I ever man, a yin and a woman, a baby, right? Me, Papa, me, one say, me, say, the Jews, Pepensua, a look at say, simple. Chin, young cheap, as well being. Was a very young man. Say, the Jew and Pepensua, Ubia or Cassa, Yame, or Jan, Yame, and then Ekasa, a tree of not a good Pepensua, this is a question. And Gassama, and the Papa, maybe, but I said, yes, we a baby, and say, I am the body. The also there, we are the so influence. You might have a kitchen, say you, let me put it. But I tell you about a boomerang. I don't know the area a baby, and to send a business son. One money in your fire. Tell a baby, yeah, the cousin, apostle this, pastor this, prophet this, or we wait, or a pastor, and now a prophet. Me a baby man, like I said, to you, a brand new prophet, a brand new minister, will be answered. Once I will go around there, let's go on deep Brazil. And then I say, I said, you who intimidate because one walk Yes, I can assure many of us. Once I did say, be the said, Mina, so you should be a pen, there's a Mahama and tea. Maybe you will not show with web allies. I can assure you, said, I'm intimidate. Then will be each other's keeper. So that I said, there's a Mahama was supposed to be. In fact, but they am I say, do not find in the movie. Engagement with the Muslim community. What can I say? President Mama the first program our year was at the National Mosque. It was not, I think it was that the year we share National Mosque. And Sana, Thanksgiving with the Muslims, and some of them, and Christopher. As an election soldier, Christopher, I participated in both. And the idea is also, there's a one I am very conscious of myself. So, also, okay. Now, Papa, may make one say, yeah, that's I remember why now, the very Thanksgiving, I say, Christopher, they are shared in one place. Yeah. And nobody will remember. That will have shown that will have matured to the next level. And so I said, the best like this for one, not exactly for street lights, they all can hear the prayer. In fact, in our last cabinet, the Minister for Energy, Honorable came to make a full presentation. In fact, I was one of those who was always criticizing government about street lights. You only come to my conference, 80% of my votes are street lights. But 90% of it is not. Including the ceremonial from another dimension to airport. And I just don't understand. Apparently, the nature of the street light was used so instead of putting our homes light off, they go out and try to see the street light, the people have the tables and what have you. So he came and made a presentation to the cabinet. And the government says that, okay, we agree that our focus should be on solar. Can we do solar? And I remember I even contributed by questioning that when we are doing the solar, let's not allow them to sell the poles to us. We will already have a lot of poles there. Let's get the one that will come and mount on this existing pole so that will reduce the cost. So that we don't have to be removing these poles, put another pole together with the solar machine. So I'm very hopeful that if what I've seen from my colleague from the Minister for Energy is anything to go back, very soon you'll be seeing the solar panels on our street, and I'm sure those ones, they automatically come on and they automatically go off. So our street will be brighter. Second one, as if we do the meeting it was only yesterday, and the day for yesterday, Monday. Something that we are dealing with. And because we are cameras here, we don't want to use the because we are really looking at it, because I see it as a huge security threat. Because you will see people on the street as if they are dead, but they are gathering intelligence from maybe their country. Yes. So you will see them. Until I became the minister of Nigeria and I started taking briefing and know the way they collect intelligence. I didn't attend to them. So the moment I realized, I said, hey, this is a huge threat. Because you will see them walking there doing those things, and they are gathering intelligence. So our aim is to make sure that we clear them. And we are putting in a lot of measures together with our other sister agencies, because from the way it is, it cannot be done whatever